Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Khoo and I'm joined by Sulhi Azman. The KLCI today, second day in a row of gains. They love the fact that Janet Yellen actually raised interest rates for the first time in 9 years.
Yeah, she did. This was due to the fact that they seeing that it was a unanimous decision, by the way, and it was 3 more gradual that they're anticipating in the next year.
Yeah, completely unanimous. So this is the second of gains. The rest of Asia was also in green. Volume done, 1.95 billion shares, which sent the KLCI up by 1.4% to 1657. Valued at 2.25 billion ringgit max. The uppers were Tenaga, MyEG and Top Glove. The downers were Yin Center, and Power Root. Basically, the Fed, all of them on the committee said it was time to raise interest rates, and that's exactly what they did.
And it was actually putting a relief to a lot of the market. They were anticipating the fact that Janet Yellen is going to raise the rate. And this is an endorsement to the US economic strength and the recovery and the removal of doubt over the underlying recovery. And also, the previous hike in 1999 and 2004 saw rise in the emerging markets.
Yeah, that was that time. But right now it's going to be a bit different because it's not as unanimous as before. America doesn't lead the world economically. China does as well as the Americans. So there's some concern about capital outflows. We'll also have to really keep a watching brief to see whether the US economy really does grow by 2.4%, unemployment really does reach 4.7%, and core inflation will really surge by 1.6%.
Yeah, okay. I mean, and if you look at the MIDF research today, it was going to maintain the expectation for the 2016 OPR at 3.25% and also the Fed fund rates at 1.5%. Now, what this means is that, and I think we also talked
basically ZETI for now, as Fed Bank Negara governor, will not raise interest rates or drop interest rates expectantly. In terms of where Malaysia is, really, I mean, the ringgit is at 4.31 to the greenback. There might be some concerns that it hit 5.0 to the greenback if oil does drop any further and the capital outflows does occur. So to also wrap up in terms of where the region lay, the Nikkei 225 was up by 1.6% to 19,354. The Shanghai Comp was up by 1.8% to 3,580 points. And the Hang Seng was up by 0.8% to 21,872 points. Let's move along, Max, Sulhi, to our hot stock of the day, Kawan Food Bhd. This is a frozen food maker, and they actually do a lot of nice Malaysian type food, and they wrap it up with these wrappers, and they send it all over the world. So this stock actually rose by 7% to 342, and intraday was up as high as 346. It's up 142% already this year, up from 140, I think, in January, February kind of time. And really, it's the export US dollar market.
Yeah, I mean, this food, as you mentioned earlier, right? The products include spring roll, pastries, wonton and dumpling pastries, and also paratha, I think, which contributes about 50% of the revenue, basically. And it's and products are exported to Asia, Europe, and also in the Oceania and also Africa.
Well, do you know what? The good analysts at Inside Asia have already picked this as their stock of the day before. We've talked about this as well on the show. Really, they are pretty good at what they do because, I mean, you look at it, right? A third of their business is confined within the Malaysian market. Another third or so is sent to the North American market, which is, of course, 4.3 to the ringgit. Nice bounce there. The rest of Asia gets about 7.2 million ringgit out of that, roughly another 10% or so. So it's a nice export and diversified market, geographically speaking.
But you're right. Inside Asia also, I think, reckons that this company, right, is actually quite resilient to the economy. Despite the downturn, people will still eat foods and find foods and so on.
And the million or so Malaysians that are abroad, they will miss their Malaysian food.
Yeah, they will go all out for the chapati and whatever, spring rolls and so on. And you look at the earnings side, it's pretty stellar, actually. The net profit in the third quarter rose by 112%, while revenue went up by 13.1%. Solid balance sheet, then.
39 million bucks of cash. 9-month net profit also up by 70% to 25 million ringgit. So I guess one more thing to point out also is the fact that the executive director, Gan Tiam Hock, has been selling his stake. He's been pairing a couple 100,000 shares here and there. Now, just at the $3 a share earlier last month. Nothing too thing to be concerned about, I guess, because he still has a 7.5% holding. So to take it all home in terms of Kawan Food Bhd, this is a frozen food maker that is very much in play. Shares have doubled on a one-year basis, and North America is more than a third of their exports. Max, let's move along to stocks with momentum. It's a company called Pharos Bhd. and it's a timber maker owned by the Terengganu state government, and they as well have been up by about 52% since mid-August.
Yeah, I mean, it was pegged as negative momentum by the Edge Research, right? And perhaps this is a very beneficial of timber theme following the bullish analyst calls on Ta'an, Jayatiasa, and also WTK. And this company, as you were rightly pointed, besides timber, they also have these wooden door and glass manufacturing divisions, which products are carried out in Malaysia, US, UK, and also East Asia.
Yeah, no, of course, they're playing that whole timber export US dollar theme, right? It's a fairly quiet company, this one, Max.
Yeah.
Volume-wise as well. Revenue is quite sizable, but the profits seem to be thin. So, of course, these are clear signs of pressures on margins. Basically, they've also got some business in glass making, but the slowdown, I guess, in the property sector and construction has hit them on that front. But looking at their revenue, 21% up on the quarter from a year ago, that's not too bad. They turned a profit from a loss a year ago of 2.75 million in Q3, or 2.7 million ringgit. That's not too bad. But it's quite a small and healthy-ish looking timber company.
Yeah, I mean, look at the balance sheet. It was not too strained though. Small borrowing is about 4.6 million ringgit, and the cash balance is 15.5 million ringgit. It's still a net cash position, but I think they need to, to better manage. I mean, I suppose in terms of margins, so it has been going down. It's been very thinning and very, very compressed. But then I think they are riding on the global growth. I mean, the growth in the timber as well as timber market.
The whole US dollar export theme. So to take it all home and summarize this business, this is a company which is, of course, a quiet timber furniture company that is slowly moving up the radar of most investors, at least on the retail side. The gains, perhaps due to the timber export theme, as we're discussing. And thirdly, it's a company that is controlled by the Terengganu state government.